So, Baryonyx is a relatively small spinosaurid that lived in the early Cretaceous in what is now England. It's decently famous. It's pretty well known when it comes to dinosaurs. And next to Spinosaurus and Suchomimus, it is one of the most famous spinosaurids. And in 2018, this dinosaur finally made its debut in the Jurassic franchise in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. With its inclusion came a lot of creative liberties because the design in Jurassic World differs quite a bit from our current understanding of the animal. So in this video, we will be comparing the Jurassic version compared to its real life version and just noting all of the differences. Once again, thank you to Colton Todd for requesting this video. So this will be a fun one to do. So the first thing I can mention is just how robust it is in Fallen Kingdom. It's like a really thick and kind of stubby animal in general compared to the way it is in our current understanding. What we currently see Baryonyx as is a little bit more slim and kind of thinner features in general. And this is definitely apparent in the skull, particularly the snout. The snout is really thick with width-wise. And again, a little bit more robust than it would have been in life. Baryonyx in life would have had a thinner snout that was perfect for catching up some fish. Moving on to the hands, I think that the hands are the biggest frustrating part for me. This is like a little bit of a personal thing for me. Baryonyx it means heavy claw, of course, and the reason for that is because it has a singular giant claw on one of its fingers. A claw that's not really present in the Jurassic's version of it. I mean, there's one that is slightly larger than the others, but in reality with Baryonyx, the claw is pretty visible when looked at the rest of the animal. While we're staying on the topic of arms, Baryonyx also had arms that were a little bit longer, had longer fingers, of course, and were faced inward rather than downward. If it tried to hold its hands downward like it's portrayed in the film, it would break its wrists because they just simply weren't able to articulate that way. And then we can go ahead and look at the back. The back is covered in rows of osteoderms, something that was not present in Baryonyx in life. Osteoderms, if you don't know, are bones that grow in the skin. Crocodiles and alligators actually have them today. Some examples of dinosaurs that have them are ankylosaurs or stegosaurs. Like those plates on Stegosaurus are osteoderms. Something like this was not present in a lot of theropod dinosaurs and is not present in Baryonyx as well, despite how croc-like it may appear. And this one is a little bit iffy, but recently there was a study done that showed that pretty much most theropod dinosaurs had lip coverings that were functionally the same as reptile lips or lizard lips, but it's a little bit more of a talk of the town on whether or not spinosaurids actually had lip covering, because they are thought to be a little bit more semi-aquatic than other theropod dinosaurs. But recently with Spinosaurus, there was the whole study done that it wasn't nearly as good of a swimmer as we previously thought, and I think it's pretty likely that Baryonyx wasn't nearly as semi-aquatic as we might want to think it was. So I think that there is a good chance that Spinosaurids had lip coverings as well as other theropod dinosaurs. Something to just simply kind of protect their teeth from rot and decay, and that would cause infection, which is really bad for a carnivorous animal. And other than that, the size and the basic shape of the animal is pretty decent. Really, it's not a terrible design in general, but one of my rule of thumbs when it comes to the Jurassic designs is that if you can tell what it's meant to be, then it's a good design. And I can kind of see where Baryonyx is supposed to be in this design, but at the same time, it is missing some of its key attributes, like kind of a slender body, the giant claw, which still hurts me, and just a few other things that kind of really make Baryonyx what it is. I mean, I really don't think that osteoderms are necessary. They're putting it on every single theropod dinosaur now. We had it on the Giganotosaurus, the Allosaurus, the Carnotaurus, and of course the Baryonyx. And I don't really think that osteoderms are necessary to really make a dinosaur look cool. I feel like some things to help it stand out that are a little bit more grounded are kind of needed. The old design on the Jurassic World website had quills on the top of its head, which of course there's no evidence for, but I think it's a little bit more grounded than the back osteoderms, and it makes it seem less movie monster-like essentially, but also helps it stand out from the other dinosaurs. Note that the original design was a lot more accurate too. just a little thing to throw in there. Now, I mentioned this in my last video, I'm not one who's really going to die on a hill when it comes to accuracy in this franchise, because it is there for entertainment first and foremost. But you know, it's still fun to talk about what really is instead of what's portrayed in the movies. Because a lot of folks do get their information from these Jurassic films, so I think that it is a little bit justified to bring in the actual information along with them. You can 100% like the Baryonyx design. You know, I know a lot of people who do, and that's completely okay. Just because it looks completely different to what we know Baryonyx to look like doesn't really make it a bad design in general. It's just, of course, there was a lot of creative liberties that were put into the design. And all in all, I still think that it's really cool that Baryonyx is even in the franchise in the first place. I'm a huge Spinosaurid fan, so I'll always be happy when Spinosaurids are introduced in such a big way. And I think that Baryonyx is a good one to choose when it comes to that roster. But yeah, this was my Accurate versus Jurassic video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, I do them all the time on my TikTok, but maybe if it's something that you want to bring here, on YouTube, I'm able to go a lot more in depth than I can on TikTok. I can, you know, because longer format videos are a lot more encouraged on YouTube, whereas TikTok, you're just constantly scrolling and you want to just get to the next video. So if this is something that you would like to see, be sure to let me know in the comments section. And if it is something you like to see, then request which dinosaur or prehistoric animal from the Jurassic franchise you'd like the comparison to be made to. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching and have an awesome day.